Hello, everyone. Welcome to TESOL 2021, the virtual conference, and in particular, EVO21, our 20th anniversary sessions. We are part of the call interest section, and we're started 20 years ago with free sessions and development for teachers all over the world. It's been a great ride for 20 years, and we have 19 sessions lined up for this year. So this is our session on wellness, a happy and healthy you.
No, it's not. It's teaching EFL to young learners and technology for spoken English.
I'm sorry, technology for spoken English, T4SE. My apologies. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the moderators to share their presentation.
Thank you, Christine, and welcome everyone. Those of you that will be watching this on YouTube later on Electronic Village Online YouTube channel. So this is the best of EVO 21 and teaching EFL to young learners. Judy, you want to move the slides if you can? Today we've got two moderators. Can you move on?
Trying to get it going.
Okay, all right, take your time. Okay, so this is one of the moderators. I've been teaching EFL to young learners for a number of years. I think we started about 7 or 8 years ago. And you can read a bit about me. I'm involved in the coordination team of EVO 21, and I've been moderating EVO sessions since 2006, and it's really been a great experience. Can you go on a little faster if you can?
It doesn't seem to want to.
So our moderators for each week, we have one moderator per week. There are altogether 4 of us. In week 2, Sheryl McCoy moderated the session. In week 3, Nives Torresi, who's based in Italy, and in week 4, Judy Wong, who's here with us. And you can read a bit about her there, and you can add anything you like, Judy. These are the technologies that we used. Some of the technologies that we use are Flipgrid, Padlet, Voki, Kahoot, Vimeo, Screencast-o-martic, and so on. In week 2, we focused on the introduction, introducing the participants to each other, as well as introducing them to the platform. It's a Moodle platform. That's week 2, but that's okay. I know week 1 because I led week 1. So in week 1, participants introduced themselves using Kahoot. That's okay. I know it by heart. Using Kahoot challenge. And it was really exciting. I went through all the Kahoots, and there were about 50 and more of them, but it was really a pleasure to try out the Kahoot challenge. Kahoot challenge means that you can do it live at any time, which made it really exciting. And you get scores, and then you can compare your score with the others, and you could do it a few times. So that's how participants introduce themselves. They also introduce themselves using Voki and Padlet. They added pins of where they were from on a Padlet wall with a map. And they also added images, which are really exciting, of their locations. You can go on. In week 2, Sheryl McCoy, who's not here today, did upcycling. You're going to talk about it, Judy? Thank you.
I think she has a video here. I don't know if it works. Trying to get it. There it goes. And can anybody hear?
No, not yet. No, I don't hear anything. Sorry. Yeah, I can see the video, but I don't hear anything. No, I think there's a problem there, maybe.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
But it's 3 minutes. We don't have that kind of time. So can you just maybe go through it and tell us, or I can add?
If you want, here, try that.
We don't have 3 minutes anyways. So.
No?
Yeah. We don't hear it. I don't hear it.
All right. So, so Sheryl worked on upcycling, which is using stuff in a new way. So, you know, like things that it's not necessarily recycling things, but it's using stuff that you might have thrown away to in new ways to use towards teaching English by creating stuff and using it in your lessons. So she did a lot of that using inquiry as a format to study and introduce English. Then we had week. Let's see, I can do this. Come on, there we go. Week 3, which was with Nives Torresi, and she did activities with board games, creating board games, and showing people how to use board games, create board games to enhance your English learning, the students' English learning, and make it fun. She worked with Flipgrid videos, which I think she has a QR code over there that you can kind of probably, if your phone does those things, click on the QR code, and then you can see some more about her Flipgrid videos that she used and the Walkelet space that she had. Okay, and that brings us to week 3, which is me. And in week 4, it was not an asynchronous session. It was a synchronous session where the students that participated, the teachers that participated, we actually went into a room and we actually did active improvisations, which was amazing. And they learned how to get the students. We played with the Zoom technology and then their various tools in Zoom, so that they learned how to introduce reading and read with their children and get them actively engaged. How to make sure that your student isn't watching their phone or playing their game while you are reading to them. How to make them part of the story. And they actually practiced it. We engaged as a group in feedback and helping each other actually become really good readers and using the tools. They played with the tools, the actual Zoom tools, as we did it, which was pretty wonderful. And we had students that I had teachers that absolutely were terrified and did not want to get on camera because they're afraid of being on camera. And by the time we were done, because we did 2 live sessions, by the time they were done, they were all excited and they were going to be on camera all the time with their students, which was a good thing because we're all online these days. And it taught them to be actively engaged with their students online as a reader and engage them into being excited about reading books. Because it's very different than watching a TV show that's reading a book to you. So there's a lot of interaction. They learned how to physically interact with the different people in the room. So it was fun. They got to play the students and they got to play the teachers, and we alternated roles. So yeah, because I figured it's online. We're all online these days, so we really needed to learn those skills of working online. But yeah, the teachers were very excited about actually finally overcoming their fear of Zoom and their fear of being online, and they were very excited about their student engagement, as actually 3 of the teachers, while we were doing it, started doing it with their classes and came back saying, "Oh my God, this was just great. I'm doing this a lot with my students now because they are just so into it now, and we're having a great time." And two of them were the ones that did not want to get on camera at all, which is
Can we
why I
go
couldn't-
on,
yeah.
Judy? That sounds great, because we have like no more minutes. I want to stick on
So week
schedule.
5 was closing, Nellie?
Yeah, so yeah, week 5, I'll go through very quickly so we can go on with the next session. Week 5 was showcase and reflect. Participants did an amazing job reflecting on Flipgrid using video, and they also took a final survey, and that was week 5. Can you go on, Judy? Altogether, these are the badges that were awarded. And you can see that the numbers went down because participants took other sessions. Can you go on to the one before that?
Oops.
Went to other sessions as well. Yeah. There were 7 certificates that were awarded, which means that those 7 completed weeks 1 to 5. And that's it. So thank you, everyone, for watching this Best of EVO for Teaching EFL to Young Learners. So we're going to go on to the next Google. Let me just make sure that we get, okay. So the next one is technology for spoken English. And the moderators are all here. There were 4 altogether. Let me just go into the present mode. Okay, so there we are. So an overview of tools or technology for spoken English. The idea came from India, from Sudarshana, who came up with this idea with Ajita, who also had the idea, but they were thinking about it at different times, and we got together. These are the moderators. They're all new moderators to online teaching and learning, except for me. And that's Sudarshana, who came up with the idea, and Ajita. Suchita joined us, and they'll all be talking about the various weeks. That's me. Sudarshana is from India, and she's a primary school teacher. There's a bit about her. Ajita is also a primary school teacher from India. And Suchita is a more experienced teacher. She's had 17 years. And she also teaches not only young learners, but various ages. We worked on a Moodle site, and we used Zoom. These were some of the tools that we used. There were a lot of tools, but the participants didn't complain. They had to try out all the tools, and there were more than these, and reflect on them, implement them with their students, and they managed to do that. They were amazing, but there were over 260, but they were active. I think about 70 plus were really, really active right through, and they did amazing work. So they reflected and they provided feedback. In week 1, that was my week, we got acquainted, the participants and the moderators, and then they had to introduce themselves using a Kahoot challenge, and that was exciting. They also used Flipgrid to introduce themselves, and there was a pin, a map, a Padlet map of during the Zoom, the first meeting, and they had to add their locations there. They had to choose 5 best language learning apps and reflect on them. All right, so week 2, I don't know why it didn't come out here, the implement for some reason. Oh, there it is. Okay, there are 2 slides. So I didn't give you rights, I'm sorry. So Ajita I'll make you co-host, and Suchita, so you can speak. Sorry. And Sudarshana. Sudarshana, I don't know why I can't. Okay, there we are. Oh, you're in twice. That's why. Okay, I see that you're in twice for some reason, but I gave only one of you a hosting. All right. So in week 2, Ajita and Sudarshana, you yes, go ahead. We don't see you though. Are you there?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, good. But I see
Can you
everybody
see?
else too. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening from India. I'm Sudarshana Shirude from India. I'm a primary teacher in Government School of Maharashtra in India. I was moderator of week 2 in the session T4SE, that is Technology for Spoken English. This was my first experience with EVO. I had joined as a participant as well as moderator with EVO this year. It was fantastic, enjoyable, enriching learning experience for me. The training sessions for moderators was very insightful. All coordinators are very helpful and kind. I learned Canvas and MoodLL LMS newly here. Also, I'm enjoying every step of this learning journey up to 8 and looking forward to continue this journey with EVO onwards. In our context in India, English is a second language for learning in schools. Students as well as teachers are not much confident in speaking English. This session is really very helpful for them. As a moderator, in week 2 of this session, 7 apps were introduced for enhancing English language teaching. These apps are very useful for all types of learners. Among them, Bussu, Awabe, Duolingo are helpful for beginners. These are useful for learning new vocabulary as well as speaking practice for primary students. Beling and Learn English Audio, which is by British Council, are beneficial for intermediate students and are useful for conversation, comprehension practice, and speaking. Along with them, Hello English and Learn English speaking practice are useful for both beginners as well as intermediate students. All the participants have practiced these apps and given excellent feedback about all apps. OK was the new tool introduced in this week for feedback. By using OK, participants had created fantastic and innovative avatars, their avatar. They had given feedback about apps using their own voice as well as machine voice also. As mentioned in their feedback, participants had enjoyed OK with fun. To watch participants' OK avatars and feedback was an awesome, enjoyable experience. All participants were very eager for using these apps for their students. They had made their plans in implementation for using apps which are useful and applicable to their context and in their classroom teaching. They are also going to use OK for speaking practice, introduction, storytelling, and speech in their classrooms for their learners. Implementation of all these apps and tools in various schools of different countries will be the success of our session Technology for Spoken English. At last, I want to give my thanks to all EVO coordinators and our lead moderator, Dr. Nellie Deutsch, as well as my colleagues, co-moderators, Suchita ma'am and Ajita ma'am for supporting me. Thank you.
Thank you. Ajita led week 3.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I'm Ajita from India, and I'm also a primary teacher working in a rural area from Maharashtra. I used to arrange many creative activities for my students as we are teaching English as a second language in our country. So we had to take lots of efforts to make them speak out with the English language. So that I'm trying for the better ideas also. And with another one thing I want to tell you, I'm also being a part of Tejas project by British Council. I'm trying to understand many barriers of speaking language which are facing by students and teachers, and trying to overcome those with some exercises and some activities. I'm very glad for having an opportunity of being a co-moderator of this T4SE course. In this journey, I am very thankful for the lead moderator, Nellie ma'am, and my co-moderators, Suchita ma'am and Sudarshana ma'am. The working with these great moderators, they made me overcome of my fear of the technology. Basically, this course is designed for the teachers and students to speak English fluently with the help of the technology. In this course, I was co-moderator and also a participant. So I have experienced both the roles as a participant also and as a co-moderator also, and also solved all the implementation tools and all the reflections also. So in this week 3, we have introduced these some language learning applications. In the very first group, we are seeing Hello Talk, Learn English, Learn to Speak, Speak English, Talk English. These applications are really based on listening exercises and conversation pieces. They are really bounded by the quizzes also. With the help of these quizzes, the participants can check their vocabulary level, speaking levels also. Then next to that, we are having Lingo, BlaBla, and Lingdi. These are on-call apps in which we can directly speak with the native speakers, which is very helpful for making habitual of some language habits like intonation, stress pattern, and sentence formation, sentence patterns, and some special features of the language and some special vocabulary too. Then another one is the Memorize. This is the most used app in the world because because it's really based on a flashcard software, which is very useful for the beginners. As we are teaching for the kids, it is very beneficial for them to develop their related vocabulary with the help of exercises and drilling and repetitive exercises with the help of these flashcards. After these language learning apps introduced, we are having implementation with the tool of recording audio, which is a little bit different than others, because we are using PoodLL for audio and video reflections, which is available only on the Moodle platform. The process is really a little bit different, but we are having the live demo for the participants, so that they are able to understand how they are going to record their audios and videos for this task. And really, we are getting so many recordings, so many real recording and eagerly recorded videos and audios we have got there. With the help of these recordings, we came to know that these apps, each and everyone is looking according to their point of view, and everyone is having the different point of view. So with the help of these recordings, we are getting different views for the same applications, and so that the implementation in our classes also will be very easy and these reflections are really very important and very helpful for us. And lastly, let me check if I forgot anything. No. Lastly, with this journey, I learned many things. Basically, this one, I didn't arrange any Zoom meet ever before. Just Nellie ma'am, Suchita ma'am, and Sudarshana ma'am. You three are just pushing me every time. So thank you so much. And I would really love to be continue with this journey with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Our next lead moderator is Suchita?
Yes, hello everyone, and it's nice to meet you. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, and namaste from India. I'm very much thankful to this EVO sessions because this is my first time ever to attend such online courses, specifically EVO. And Nellie ma'am had shown a great faith in us that we could lead a session, EVO session, technology for spoken English. So this is week 4. Before that, I introduce myself Suchita R Mahorkar, and I've been working as a high school teacher for 20 years. And along with that, 4 years experience of working with British Council very closely on various projects. In Maharashtra, they are running pages, and with Government of Maharashtra, I'm working with 7 other projects. And it's nice being over here. So going back to our session, week 4. So in first 3 weeks or first 2 weeks, we have been introduced with various language learning apps. And week 4 is the extension to that. Toontastic was the first app we have introduced in week 4. And it is about the purpose of this tool is to make the learners enable to use the language creatively. And for that, they have to imagine, they have to write, they have to make a plot, and to showcase themselves, they can create videos, animated stories, and share it with the others. So Toontastic is the first app we introduced, sorry. The course participants have reflected on Walkelet, Padlet, and Flipgrid. Most of the course participants had reflected using Flipgrid. I don't know why, but they chose Flipgrid. I think they are in love with themselves. They could see that they can speak fluently. So the Toontastic has got the most appreciation from the course participants. They found that Toontastic is not only useful for the beginners, but for the adult learners, and it has more creativity. It gives the self-autonomy to the learners, and it's useful for all grades. And it is not only for speaking, but also writing. So they shared various views and various implementation techniques they are going to use. And they will be using it not only in face-to-face trainings, but also in blended mode online learnings. The second app we have introduced is from the Miro platform itself. It's a Read Aloud. And the purpose of this Read Aloud is to give the listening practice to improve the articulation of the sounds, the proper chunks, and the sentence structure. So Read Aloud had given them the chance to listen, then shadow practice, and do the individual independent practice for n number of times. It has it gives the motivation because it's self-paced, and the learners could do the self-assessment and take as many chances as they want. And this is one of the most likely app, or the participants found that this has a potential enough to be used for the beginners as well as with the adults. And they reflected using the Flipgrid, and they found that this tool could be used in face-to-face as well as in online classrooms. So these two were the tools introduced in week 4, and they have reflected using mostly the Flipgrid. So thank you, my co-moderators, Ajita ma'am and Sudarshana ma'am, along with lead moderator Nellie Deutsch ma'am, to give us this opportunity to share our weeks with other participants. Thank you, and over to you, Nellie ma'am.
Thank you, Suchita. Week 5 was the end. We were really, I think I was sad that it ended because it was an amazing session. The participants were very energetic, and they did the work and they reflected. And the final reflections on Flipgrid, I think we have over 70, 80 reflections. They're absolutely heartwarming and very, very positive about the tools that they enjoyed. And they had to choose 5 tools that they enjoyed most. They found it very difficult to choose 5 because they would have liked to reflect on all the tools. And I found that amazing that they found the time to be ready to reflect on over 30 tools altogether. So we also had the survey, the EVO traditional end of the session survey. And that was also a hit because they had no choice. They had to do that. They had to do everything to get the badges. There were weekly badges, and participants who wanted to get the final certificate had to even do the survey or they wouldn't get it. I just want to say that we awarded a lot of badges, over hundreds of badges, since there were available to the participants in each week, and we had over 80, so 80 times 5 is over 300 badges were awarded to the participants, and certificates, we had 2 certificates, one from the platform with the moderators' names, and I thought that was very important because I want to thank, first of all, the moderators for making this such an exciting session for me. It's the first year that we gave it, and I am willing, and if they are, to go on giving this as an annual EVO in 22 and onwards session, because I learned so much. It's not only that I encouraged them, they encouraged me. They kept me on my toes with questions. Nellie, I couldn't lag behind, and I had other 4 sessions that I was moderating, but they kept me on my toes, and we're on Facebook communicating back and forth. So I really, really want to thank you, Suchita, Sudarshana, and Ajita, for making this, I think, one of the best EVO sessions that I have given in a long time. So thank you to you for being so amazing. And now for questions. If there are any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm going to stop screen sharing here so we can get to the questions. Yes, go ahead, please.
This sounds like a wonderful session, and I've earmarked it for the next round to attend. And just listening to you guys, it was amazing because there were so many. I'm familiar with some of the tools, but there were some new ones. And in particular, I wanted to enter these 2 sessions because of young learners. I have not taught young learners, so it's something that I've always been interested in, but haven't learned much about. So this has been really, really interesting, both sessions with Judy as well. And Nellie, of course, you've done a great job orchestrating all of this. The question that I had was, it sounded to me like while you were learning about some of these new tools, you were also using them with your learners. Is that correct?
That's right. That's what the participants, we thought that, they might be able to do it. But because of COVID and the whole situation, we didn't really know whether they would be using it. But they did. They were curious, not only on themselves, but they wanted to try them out. And I was amazed. Teachers from all over the world were testing out these tools.
And there was a survey given to the learners. Is that correct? Okay. And the learners really enjoyed the tools and got more engaged with online learning. Is that correct?
According to the teachers who took the courses. We got their feedback about their students. We didn't get students into EVO. No, that's private.
Well, it would be really interesting to see the results of the survey, singular, or maybe there were several surveys. Would be interesting.
Yeah, and not Ajita, Suchita. Suchita created a survey because she's interested in researching this. And I encourage her to do that.
That's why I'm asking this question.
Yes, definitely. We've got it all planned, and we'll be able to compare it with, we do this next year. We'll be able to compare the results.
Well, it sounds great. Were there any glitches, like the glitch that we had today with the room? No glitches like that? How about
EVOs? I mean, I don't think any EVO session has glitches. Have you heard of any?
No, I meant glitches that the moderators experience as teachers with their learners.
Oh, that we didn't get into. No. That's, but that's something
Well,
that
we
could,
hear
that's something that we might want to go into. But no, we're talking about teacher professional development. We're not really, into what teachers are researching. That would be teachers doing research.
The question is going in a different direction, Nellie. So Suchita and Sudarshana and Ajita, did you experience any problems with your learners utilizing the tools that you were making available to them?
Oh, may I take the turn, Christine?
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's also available on the Flipgrid, because teachers did mention in the implementation, because don't forget, after each tool, they shared it with their students and they talked about the implementation process. So they do discuss that.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Suchita, could
Yes,
you,
go ahead.
Suchita.
No, that's what exactly I want to tell. So no glitches at such from my point, because in the surveys of the reflections also we asked them how they are going to implement. We haven't asked them or took the survey about have they implemented it or not, because it was on ongoing course, and there were 30 apps we have introduced, and each week we have plenty of apps now. So it was not possible in the online mode, because in the pandemic, the schools were not going on.
No, but Suchita, some did. It's not true, because, for example, from Greece, I know a personal friend of mine, she did, some did try. We never made it compulsory, let's put it this way, but some did. That was the whole point, that some took the initiative and they actually tried.
We didn't took the data as such.
No. Yeah. Only on the Flipgrid.
May I, ma'am?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, Ajita. Ajita or Sudarshana? I don't see Sudarshana. I know you have two accounts there, but I don't see you.
No. I have left from one. I have only
you left one? Okay.
Yeah. Please allow me to turn on my video.
Yes, please.
I could not turn on my video, please.
Okay, that's okay. We hear you.
Okay. Our participants have enjoyed all the apps, and they have tried all apps, but they have chosen only those apps which are useful for their context and for their learners. So they planned which apps they are going to use for their students in their schools. And they have shown that their plans in Flipgrid reflection also. Implementation plans are also there in Flipgrid and in Moodle also. Thank you.
I think if you're interested, I would check out the Flipgrid. Under participants, I moved everything from the T4 E to the participants in general. I wanted to allow everybody to be able to see that, even though right now, I don't know if you realize it, but Flipgrid has changed its policies, which is really unfortunate. They couldn't wait after the session. So you need to get an account before you can view anything.
Yeah. I didn't see that it was a problem because I had an account, and so.
Yeah, it kind of, makes it one more process. Do I have to go through the, can't I just view it? But that's okay, because I added everything to our YouTube EVO channel. So it's all there. Good. So you don't have to go through Flipgrid anymore.
This is recorded, and we will also post it to the CalIS YouTube channel. So
what do you mean? They're going to do that work? Okay.
Well, we're going to submit it for sure. I would think that they will do it, Nellie, but we'll see. Okay?
It's a lot. It's over 100 videos. So good luck.
We're just about out of time, and I wanted to thank all of you, for the moderators, for doing such great work in the sessions themselves in January and February, and then also for coming here and presenting this to what we hope is what we had hoped was a larger audience, but it will be available to the whole world, let's say. So thank you very much. And I look forward to having you back in EVO next year. And it was a great, with 19 sessions, it was a great celebration of our 20th anniversary. So thank you very, very much for the work that you did. I know it was a lot. You learned a lot. We learned a lot. And that's what makes it rewarding, I think, for all of us. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Judy, and everyone. Bye.